Hey, this is Stacy York at Be What's Right, and you know what Be What's Right's all about. It's about role modeling with integrity and genuineness and honesty and trust. Speaking of trust, that's what I want to talk to you about today. One of the most frequently asked questions that I get from parents is, how can I trust my kid? How can I trust my kid? I love this question because trust it's intense, and a lot of parents, they say, I can't trust my kid ran away, my kid does this, my kid does that, they don't do what they're told, they're not nice. I mean, there's a million things that happen that break trust down. And what I always say to parents, and I think is crucial to remember, is that the very first developmental stage that Erik Erikson, Google him, came up with is trust versus mistrust. Trust starts from the day a child is born. And what that means is that if you don't trust your kiddo, look in the mirror and see if your kiddo trusts you. And that's a super important and powerful thing to think about. So let's kind of dissect that. If you're not in a place where you're trusting your kiddo because of their behavior and everything that's going on, you need to take an evaluation and see, does your child trust you? Most of the time, that answer is no. So what you have to do is you got to beef up your trust level with your kiddo. And what that means is you got to really start listening to what their needs are. Physical needs, emotional needs, mental health needs, those kind of things. And think about, what is it that's going on with my kiddo so that they can trust me? How can I be more available with them? And I'm almost 100% certain that when you start to become that safe person that your kiddo needs, where you're not freaking out over their temper tantrums, you're not overreacting when they have an emotion, you're really actively listening to what's going on in their life, the more you beef up your trust and their ability to trust you, the more you're going to be able to trust your kid. So what I always say to parents is, in addition to that trust business, is relationships are kind of like a bank account. And especially with kids, you got to put a lot of money into that bank account. You got to feed them and clothe them and love them and go to places with them and spend time with them. I'm not saying buy things for them. I'm saying spend quality time with them. And the more quality time that you're putting in that bank account, when there's a big disastrous behavior, some of that money gets cashed out. If you don't have anything in that bank account to begin with, then you're left with nothing in your relationship. But if you have a lot of time in that and you have a lot of money that you've put into that relationship, then when something happens and you cash some of that out, a trust fragment comes out, then you're going to have money left over and you can keep building from that. So it's really important to look at, does my kiddo trust me? Because that is the first thing that kids learn. Right? When you're holding that baby and you're snuggling with that baby and you're feeding the baby and you're clothing the baby, all of that is trust building, and that you're teaching that child, yes, they can rely on me. And as they get older, those needs don't change. They look different. They're presented differently, but those needs don't change. Your child needs to know that you can be trusted. So give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. Stacy at BeWhat'sRight.com. Love to hear from you. Go out and try it. Put a little more money in your relationship bank and see if that trust increases. Good luck.